In front of me today, I have the brand new Mac Mini with the M2 chip. Now, this is the base model. So, in this computer, we have 8 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigs of storage. You have the M2 chip, not the Pro version. On the back here, you have where you plug in your power. You have gig Ethernet available to you, 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports, an HDMI port, as well as 2 USB A's and a headphone jack. So what I'm gonna do in this video is I'm gonna go ahead and actually edit this intro, what I'm just recording right now, on both of the multicam that I'm gonna use here, and then I'm gonna test it out because they're both in 4K. After that, after we do some editing, I'm gonna go ahead and try After Effects right after, so do some motion graphics work there, and then overall just give my opinions on this computer. Now, I will leave the timestamps down below in the description so you can bounce around this video however you would like, and I also would like to share that I will have links to my intro to video editing class on Nebula, so if you are interested in taking a look and getting an intro-based class to video editing, feel free to check it out. And I also will have linked the Creator's Companion Notion template that Thomas made. We use this template to run all of our channels, including mine right here. And if you are a video editor, we do have a section where in Notion, we let you organize your B-roll, tag it to whatever you feel you're gonna need, and stay organized throughout the entire editing process. So feel free to check out the timestamps or any of the links as mentioned, but as of now, let me go ahead and connect this and let's get started. All right, so I have my M2 set up. I'm gonna first check the gig Ethernet port just to make sure that I'm getting the actual internet that I'm paying for. So I'm just gonna quickly go to fast.com, check my internet speeds, and yep, just as advertised, I know I get gig here at the studio and we have 1 gigabyte download speed, so perfect. So now let's go ahead and I'm gonna start by opening up Premiere, bringing in the footage that I recently just made, and let's just test it. Let's just see how it goes with bringing in 4K footage on a 4K timeline, checking the RAM. Yeah, we're gonna test all that. So let's go ahead and open up Premiere and get things going. You'll also have to pardon the background noise because we live, or the studio is right by a busy street, so. All right, so we have this testing M2 Mac Mini project. I'm gonna go ahead and open that up. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and create a folder. So we'll just call it really quick clips. We will import the footage I just recorded. So these two here, bring those in. Okay. All right, let's drag in my A-roll. All right, generating peaks. Now let's make sure the sequence is set correctly. So we have 4K. Yep, Apple ProRes, LT2 and all that, or LT. All right, so I'm gonna quickly organize this the way I normally would. I will now go ahead and bring in the B-roll that I did shoot with this. I'm gonna line this up. Okay. Which so far, so you guys are probably seeing, not bad, because this is 4K footage. I am running this at full, and I'm starting to edit already. And let's see. Okay, so the memory pressure is already rising. I am looking to be at about 5 gigs of memory used. So yeah, I'm also screen recording, so that's gonna play a factor for sure. How much, I'm not sure. Okay, my keyboard shortcuts are set. I'm gonna go ahead and just scrub the timeline right now. So let's go ahead and take a look, and we're looking at full resolution here. Which, already, that is buttery smooth, which is fantastic. Okay, so now let's check the RAM. All right, we're still sitting at 5 gigs, so not bad. So now, if I were to go ahead and create a multicam sequence, the question is, how is that going to play a factor? So, multicam sequence is set. We're gonna go ahead and quickly, yeah, let's do the proxies real quick, but then let's also make it so I can view it right there. All right. Okay, so there you go. We're starting to see some like, oh, no, never mind. That was an anomaly, I think, because now this is looking pretty good. Now, if I were to check the activity monitor, we were sitting at 6 gigs as I was scrolling. So, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of editing here, and then we'll take it from there. Okay, as I am playing this, I'm gonna open up the activity monitor, and you can see that we're getting right to the tip of that 8 gigs. We're at 7.2 essentially of memory used, so that's definitely already something that we gotta take note of. I should probably rotate that. Wow, I'm speeding this up and this is still keeping up nicely. Okay, so I have edited a rough cut of the A-roll without any grading yet or anything. I did do it in a multicam sequence. I did edit it down, and everything is running beautifully. Now, one thing I was already noticing throughout this entire editing process was just the fact that when you were scrubbing, or when I was scrubbing through the multicam sequence and I was playing it back, the RAM was definitely getting eaten away, so I was hovering at around 7.2 gigs. So I kind of figured that the RAM would kind of be something that it's gonna kind of like stop me from using this baseline model. But the fact that you have this well of a power already and being able to edit something so fluidly, I like that. That's great. That's great for just the price that you're getting, and for possibly anybody that's looking to get this to kind of start their way into some editing. Now, let me go ahead and quickly do just a tad bit of color grading just to add more to this and see if it can keep up. So let's go ahead and do that, which, you know, like I said, it's just gonna be a little bit. I'm not gonna add too much. So let's just quickly switch this workspace to coloring. And then let's just go ahead and just mess with it ever so slightly. So let's just do some basic correction here. So let's bring up the exposure, get me up to like the 80s there. There you go. Bring down the blacks ever so slightly. Probably like right there. Get the whites up there a little bit. Honestly, that's already looking fine to me. Maybe we could just add like a bit of a curve here for the contrast. Hold on. Okay. All right, and even with some very light grading, oh right, I hate this keyboard. All right, and then I also would not be framed like that. I have to reframe myself ever so slightly. Let's get a grid going. There you are. Put me in the center. Put my, yeah, like that. Something like that. Alright, and then if I were to color grade this right here, can I just copy, do a little pasting? We gotta get some vibrancy, so maybe like a LUT will help already with that. There you go. Look at that. That actually, that's pretty cool already. Let's just add a little bit of that blue. I think that LUT kind of just fixed it for now. That looks great. Okay. Now there was a better way to do the grading. You know, there is a simpler way to do it, but you know, for all intents and purposes, I'm just gonna copy and paste it on all these clips. and this is still running flawlessly. Now, if I scrubbed, as I scrubbed through, we're also at 4.3 still. So this is looking pretty promising. All right, so the editing experience so far is actually going pretty well. So cutting down my A-roll has been going great. I was able to work in a 2 camera sequence here. They're both in 4K, like I said. Now this has been slightly graded, which adds on to it. And so far, everything is looking fine. I feel this kind of editing is the kind of editing that a lot of people just naturally will do. A lot of people just don't go as hard or aren't as extensive as a lot of us creators are, and that's fine. And it's even more amazing that you're getting this for just $5.99. Now, part of my job is also to do motion graphics, and that is where my biggest concern is gonna be, because whenever I do motion graphics, I always keep my programs open. I also usually have something playing in the background in Google Chrome, maybe some music, a movie, something that's very low that I can listen to in case I get bored and I wanna doze off a little bit. Now, the thing is, for just 8 gigs of RAM, I am kind of nervous to open it right now, but I'm gonna open up After Effects, pretend like I'm gonna do a motion graphic like I would for video, and we'll just take things from there. So, all right, let's see how this plays out. So let's go ahead and get this started with an After Effects composition, and this will indeed open After Effects. Let's keep an eye on this activity monitor as well. So with just Premiere, I was hovering around 5 gigs. So I'm gonna open this now in desktop. We're gonna do test, yeah, we're gonna do this Mac Mini testing, and this is gonna be the Mac Mini test as well. Mac Mini test. All right. Because I wanted to test this out. I got this base version because I wanted to test this out. I also don't like this section of the video that I'm in. So let's go ahead and hide that. We'll open this. There you go. We'll do that. Okay. Now, let's say I'm gonna create, let's see. Two big channels that we work with thumbnails, and then also just working along all the time, bouncing between professional video editor, working with 4K footage, being a professional video editor, working. Whoa, what's going on there? Okay, low memory warning. RAM has been extended for previews. Adjust RAM in the settings. Oh boy, we're gonna probably run into that quite a few times, as I can tell. So let's just ignore it for now and continue. Okay, so let's make a quick thingy for this. So technically speaking, I don't need my AE stuff to be 4K. I can actually do 1080p and it'll be just fine. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. This will be just background. This will be a solid background here. Okay, we'll just scale that up to 150. Oh no, it's 200. What am I doing? 200. Okay, that was some stuttering there, even just for scaling. Is that gonna be? Oh, okay. Maybe that was just that. All right, that's fine. Either way, okay, let's get this moving. So let's use like a 4-point color gradient to create a gradient. We'll use colors like I usually use blue, but let's mix it up. I'll use some black today, or some red rather. So we'll use red and black. Okay, so I just copy the color there, copy the color there. We're gonna blend this just slightly. Okay, let's back this up. Okay, let's back the red up. It's too much. Probably down there, yeah, something like that. And then we can just kind of like I don't know, mess with some of the positioning. So we'll just do every point will move slightly. So let's say it'll last 13 seconds. I don't know. Kind of just making this up as I go. It's usually how it works too. You'd be surprised how many times like we just. Now